Hi everyone, I'm Dia Roy Chaudhary and I will be presenting Assessment 1 today. O-Week is all about interaction between students, be it old or new. It's about getting to know the university that you're going to be spending your 2 to 4 years at, figuring out the campus and its facilities and what it has to offer. It helps all the students, especially international, to find themselves a place where they fit in. There is a case study by Aaron Lee Olding which states that international students might find limited resources to interact unless it is on campus classes. A similar problem might be seen in students, which might result in them not attending the week. However, initial interaction is a must for international students as it sets a sort of social support as they are very long away from home. Not every person can be an extrovert. People tend to be very nervous or anxious when they come to a new country. Thus, a crowded space might be a little too excessive for a person who doesn't know how to approach other people. The, this results in these students trying to fit into their own culture, not pushing them enough to make friends from different backgrounds. This also beats the purpose of coming to a new country where they've come to learn. This point this pointed me to a direction in a how might we statement, which is how might we improve the interactions between students during a week. The stakeholders for this research would be UNSW entirely itself, as there as that's where the opportunities lie, under which there are student bodies, clubs, and societies which work toward helping students get familiar with university, and it hopes to help people interact. The user in a whole would be all the students, international, national, as they are trying to connect with people, and also the clubs and society members, since they're students themselves and might be facing a similar situation. This is a persona I came up with, almost similar to my situation, and mixing a couple of my friends that I know from campus. The research methods that I chose to go with is secondary research, which is surveys and interviews. Surveys help in giving a faster response with a concise percentage. Interviews might help in getting an in-depth understanding of the problems that students might be facing while connecting with other people socially. Being an Indian, being from an Indian background, I noticed a lot of my Indian friends based here face a similar situation, which led me to think, why is this a common problem? As I researched, it resulted in it being basically a communication barrier. Gestures also could be a factor, as it means a completely different meaning in a Western culture. The other methods that I, as a user, would think myself would be the 5 Ws that help me set a persona and figure out what the exact problem areas are. Coming to finding a constructive solution, I researched on different methods that would help me come to a solution. The first being a mind map, which is extremely productive and effective. It results, it gives it, it is a great way to break down a complex project and set its deliverables. The second is being Scamper, which is proven to be the world's most useful tool in problem thinking. It enhances creativity, solves conflicts, and increases productivity. One of the biggest fast food chains, which is McDonald's, uses this technique and has become what it is today. Coming back to my coming back to my how might we statement, how might we improve interactions between students during a week. How do I solve that? It is proved that keeping students socially interactive would be would be it through activities like icebreakers would help them speak up. Since the world runs digitally, thinking of a solution as an app would be very viable. This would underline all social activities that take place during a week. How whoever registers for each activity would be allowed to connect with whoever is within that activity, breaking the social dilemma of having to approach a person, allowing the student of having to approach a person initially, and allowing the students to have a and allowing the students to not have a cultural barrier and have a cultural understanding of the other student, which would make it easier for them to interact on the day of the activities of the week. Thank you, everyone.